So the first thing when we're playing open guard is maintaining that distance. The second thing about you, Justin, is I don't need to let him have control over my legs, right? I can keep my feet moving. You don't have to lay there and just let the person grab your legs. But if he does grab, we'll go no-gi first. If he does grab, I want to clear. And the place to clear is between the thumb and the fingers. So wherever that opening is, that's where I'm going to kick my foot, right? If I kick my foot this direction, he can still hold on to it. So here are the openings there. If he changes his grip, yep, now it's up. Okay, so wherever he grabs my ankle, I want to be able to clear that and then go back. And I might even use my foot to pin his hand if I have to or if I want to, right? Like that. When he grabs my gi, it gets a little more complicated. And the grip he's going to want is the inside because that gives him the most control, right? So when we're here, I want inside space. If we're both in clinch, I want the inside space. It's the same thing when he's battling with my feet. And when he grabs the inside like that, it's harder for me to put my foot on his bicep. If he grabs the top, it's easier for me to get that inside space, okay? So it's not impossible for me to do this, but it's a little harder. That's his best grip for control, so that's the one that's going to give you the hardest time. And to clear that, I want to circle my foot outside and then down. So you see how my ankle is coming over the back of Justin's hand. And if he doesn't let go, then I put my foot here and just push. Okay, so we'll look at that again. He grabs my ankle. I clear there. He grabs my pant leg. I want to make a big loop this way. See how my knee is out? And then down, and then I can clear it this way, like that. Okay? So, big circle over the top. Not here. If I go here, I'm more on Justin's forearm. I want to actually be on the back of his hand so that when I get here and I kick, that's what forces that grip loose. Okay? So let's just practice clearing some grips real quick. You guys can switch on your own. Practice grabbing the ankle. Practice grabbing the pant legs. Work clearing the grips real quick. Sometimes people get the mistaken impression that good grips when we're doing jiu-jitsu are about hanging on tighter, hanging on longer. That's actually the opposite, right? Coach Frankel has a good saying that I like is that as the years progress and you're doing jiu-jitsu, you want to see the tape on your belt, but not your hands. The people who don't get this lesson, by the time they get to be my age, their hands are all like mummified because it hurts and it messes up your hands. Good grips are actually about letting go sooner, not hanging on longer, okay? So as he starts to make that circle, for example, if I just let go, just go ahead and do the technique, right? If I hang on super tight here, tight, and then it clears, and he's pulled me or pushed me or affected my base, now my hand is sore, when in reality, all I have to do to counter that is just let go for a second. Just kind of go with it. That's what a good grip is, right? So at the same time we're doing this drill, I can practice that. As he starts to swim, I don't need to hang on. Once I realize he's learned how to clear the grip, I can be smarter about it and just start letting go a little sooner and letting my hands start to work and move around as he does that, okay? Now, if I grab at the knee, his leg is stronger than my hand, so if he pulls his knee to him, I can't stop that. Grab my wrist with two hands, not my gi, and then kick it free. There you go. And now he can extend my base. So I go here, pull, grab. Yeah, you can grab the gi, of course, but the gi, go grab my gi. There's so much more movement, right? Depending on how well this gi fits me, just hang on. Get all that extra movement up there, whereas when he grabs my wrist, so much better in terms of connection. And also then when we're wrestling no-gi, or guy's not wearing a jacket, you're not going to be reaching for something that's not there. Okay? So for the person playing grip, practice letting go just a little bit sooner and kind of going with the motion a little bit and add in this, yeah, so we can work clearing from the knees. Okay? Go ahead, back and forth. If, for example, Coach Justin grabs my ankle with both hands, now I can't clear it, right? Because the space, the place I need to go to clear is covered by the hand. So I'm not going to be able to break this grip by rotating my leg, okay? So if I can't clear the grip, or I don't want to, I always want to transfer weight into it. Okay, that's super important. So if he's standing up and he grabs my ankle like that and my butt's on the mat, just leg drag, super easy for him to leg drag and move my legs around. If I transfer my weight into it, leg drag, much harder for him. Slows him way down, and after he does that 2 or 3 times, it's going to be, go ahead. starts to get a little tiring compared to this, which is easy, right? So we want to try and wear them down. So the way you do that, go back down, is always the same way. You got to lift your hips off the mat. So anytime I want to transfer weight, I'm going to lift my hips. And number two, I'm not trying to bring my heel to my butt. I'm chopping the hinging at the hips, and I'm chopping my whole leg down like this. So I'm doing both. So when he grabs, my hips come up, and now I chop my heel down, and that makes it very heavy. So if he tries to move it or whatever, it's very difficult, right? Another example, if he swims under my leg, my hips are on the mat, it's pretty light, easy for him to pass underneath, right? He swims under my leg, it's the same thing. My hips are up, and I'm chopping my heel down into his rib cage, and now it's hard. It's going to be much harder for him to try and pass, and it gives me plenty of time to try and repummel my leg and get out. So there's an almost infinite variety of positions we can find ourselves in, but the rule is very simple. If he grabs and you can't clear it, or you don't want to clear it, I want you to transfer your weight into it. Your hips should be off the mat. It should be this way. And so he's always having, even though he's on top, he has to battle against my weight. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for frequent updates because we're updating this every week. And make sure you comment and like and share our videos. We appreciate it, and we definitely try and respond to all the comments. And if you like what we're doing and you like the material, check out SBG University, SBGU, and you're going to see a ton more in much greater depth than what you see here on YouTube. Thank you very much.